And I got to play with George Porter, who wrote the song, The Meters. You know, it's by a band called The Meters from New Orleans. And I got to do a show with him as a trio with Johnny Vodakovich. And there's a video, actually, you can go on YouTube and look up George Porter talking about Sissy Strut. He's like, I don't understand, everybody plays it wrong. So, first of all, I'll tell you that on the B section, everybody plays that. But it's not, it's everyone plays bida. It's not bida. It's bida. And small differences. So we I'm ashamed to say we played it wrong on my very first little record with Johnny and Evan 20 years ago, you know. And the other thing is that all the bass players play it wrong. Well, I could do a whole masterclass on things that people play wrong. By the way, we could go through all these blues songs because the bass line, you know, Sissy Strut goes. Right, but the bass players play. Which matches the guitar chords, but the bass actually plays the 5 chords, so the bass line is actually like that. So, which Johnny did play right on the album, so the bass line's right, but we're playing bib-ba-dib-ba-da. But it's not, it's... So, anyway, that's the thing about Sissy Strut for you that's wrong. The other one that everybody does wrong is, and then I'll jam on Sissy Strut for you, but everybody plays Born Under a Bad Sign wrong. There's 2 different riffs in Born Under a Bad Sign. There's the verse and the chorus. So the verse is... and the chorus is... but everybody seems to play it just with the chorus riff all the way through, but there's a different one in the verse. What's another one that everybody plays wrong? Pride and Joy, Stevie Ray Vaughan, which everybody, you know, the guitar. And all the bass players play the same. But it's not, the bass line goes downwards while Stevie's going. He's going up and the bass goes down because they're doing a boogie woogie part, piano boogie woogie between them. Anyway, like that's just the tip of the iceberg on things that people play. It might be my new book. Things that people play wrong. Anyway, Sissy Strut jam for Eric, right? Yeah. I think we're still going on. I really need to ban that one. The whole thing about that tune is it's parts together. So having to play a lot more than I would prefer to. Yes, sir.
Do you ever have those days where you just pick up a guitar and then you can't play?
No.
Or like it doesn't feel like it's you.
Yeah, I've played at times where I don't feel like it. Like I said, I'm a bit under the weather and jet lag now, so I'm cursing myself because I'm not as accurate as I'd like to be. You know, like you gotta.
How do you get past it?
Yeah, you just enjoy yourself playing. I mean, like I mentioned that earlier, but like if you play every day or whenever you can and enjoy yourself, if that's the only kind of practicing you do is just by picking up the guitar and trying to get some music out of it, you'll get better if you do that every day. You know, that's the only. I mean, you can obviously really structure your practice, whatever works for you, and really get deeply involved. But if you just pick up a guitar every day and you play it a bit as best you can, you'll get better, like anything else. You know, so I don't really stress about it. You know, it's just. But then, like I said right at the start, I don't really know what life is like without this. Do you know what I mean? It's like I don't know who I am or what I do. I'm so connected to this thing, you know? Like it's been with me for so long, all the time. So it's difficult to separate myself in any way from it. But I can honestly say I've never sucked on a gig or you know, like this. Now, again, that talking about the gap between what you meant to do and what you actually did. Sometimes that feels really wide, that gap on certain gigs, and you're just like, it was such a fight. You know, I can't get where I want to get tonight. And then sometimes you'll feel like that for the whole gig, and you'll hate yourself. And somebody will come up at the end of the show and say, that's the best I've ever seen you play. So, and I'm not, and then the other times you'll be like, oh man, tonight I was just flying, it was like, I was like, you know, and it'll be, it was all right. So there's so much psychological, you know, warfare that you do on yourself. And so I just try and put that aside as best I can and just going to enjoy playing my guitar. I'm lucky to be able to play my guitar. All the other crap that you have to do. And we do a lot to be able to get those 90 minutes or 2 hours. You know, the other 22 is my job, if you know what I mean. Like the traveling, the being away from home, the sleeping in, you know, there's like 100 different hotels a year at one point before COVID. That's a lot of different beds and pillows, you know. You just get older, my neck's all messed up, you know, and like my posture's bad because I have a fucking guitar hanging around me for 30 years, you know, and it's this shoulders down and my lean when I play, you know, it's like my body is at this point taking on the shape of holding a guitar out. You know, this is because this is what I do, you know. It's like my neck and my shoulders are like the guitar player's equivalent of Dizzy Gillespie's cheeks, you know, where like you start to physically go into the shape of the guitar. So it's all that kind of stuff, you know. But aren't we lucky to be able to enjoy music, you know what I mean? So I try and keep that in mind as I get to play guitar loud with a cool band. That's cool, you know? And, but yeah, other than that, I put the rest of it, I don't worry about it. Plus, I've been doing it so long, it's not like I'm trying to play another way and failing at doing that. And like I say, at this point, it's like, and it always has been for me, I play, there's no other way I'm supposed to play. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it's impossible to imagine that. How I play after 34 years is obviously how I'm meant to play. So I don't worry about like what someone else does. It's not like, oh, I wish I could do that. I only wish I could play more like me, or more and more, you know what I mean? And once you remove that kind of concept from yourself and you just enjoy playing music, then all of that becomes kind of meaningless, and you can also enjoy other people playing music more. Do you know what I mean? If you're not comparing yourself. And so it's weird, you know, when we like I just did a whole thing with Greg Koch, you know Greg? Great guitar player. We were both at Dallas and we jammed together. And people are always like, oh wow, man, you know, like, to anybody, you know, to Greg, to me, or like, you know, you get nervous about playing with other great guitar players. It's like, no, man, this is the most fun. It's not, there's guys at that level, it's not, the idea of competition, it would be really weird, do you know what I mean? It's like, it's just like hanging out together with the guitars. So it's not like, he plays like him, I play like me. I can't do what he does, he can't do what I do. All of that is so silly sounding after 30 years. It's just like we had such a great time playing a couple of songs together. We were laughing and smiling and throwing each other ideas, and you know, it's really great. So all that stuff. So yeah, even if you feel like you're sucking, just try and enjoy yourself. And also, everybody just probably plays too much, myself included, you know, so that's why I started out with like a little blues thing, and sometimes that's my favorite thing to just play. This is what I do on the couch, and I wish you could hear me on my couch when I'm not, when it's completely free, do you know what I mean? Like, there's no way to record it, because the minute if you start to record it, it's not free anymore. But I'll just play. slowly and try and like leave space when I'm playing. And I never plug in at home, you know, I never play it through the amp. Like 90% of the guitar, if it's not a gig, is it's just that for me. And if you can make it sound good, an electric guitar unplugged like that, then when you plug it in, half the battle, you know, is won. So I think I'm going to stop talking now, folks, because my throat's just really starting to get dry from this little thing I've got, and I need to sing for you tomorrow night in here, you know. So I'm gonna shut up. And thank you. Yeah.
Can I share a final thought?
Yeah, of course.
I picked up the guitar in '91, so and in my quest in learning the guitar, I picked up some wisdom, and I'd like to share that.
Yeah, give me some pearls, man.
And I picked it up from the manager from Spinal Tap, and he said the key ingredient to playing any instrument to its best capacity
Yes.
is having great hair.
Great. You know what? That's true. That's
And
true,
then I
man.
find it to be true as well.
I've tried to maintain it over the
Yeah.
years, you know. It's, you know, just,
Yeah.
it's still there. It's not quite as thick as it used to be. And you know what? I just got a cut, and I didn't like the cut, so it's got to be tied back till it grows back in.
Yeah.
She messed it up, man. So
I messed it up.
maybe that's why, like, I'm like Samson and Delilah, right?
To me, it feels the same. I used that.
Yeah.
Now it's
I know.
all gone.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
all right.
Final thoughts.
It's true. And, you know, play one louder is fun times. So.
Very true.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much, folks. Thanks for real. And yeah, we'll see you tomorrow night, I hope. That's when you get the real thing, you know. Also, still better with the band, you know. Yeah.